it's not just at the basis of this comment. There's enough happened, like I pointed out, where answers by, various ministers have been given in Hindi without a translation in English. Condolence messages have only been given in Hindi without an English translation. I'll come back to it. There's been enough angst over Hindi imposition where the BJP is concerned. Whether it's right or wrong, it's open to debate. Let's cut across to the Congress spokesperson, Mr. Kumaramangalam. Mr. Mohan Kumaramangalam, like the BJP spokesperson just said, in effect, it's the Congress who's made Hindi the official language. It's the Congress is doing. And now the Congress is trying to make the BJP look bad.
Ordinarily, the BJP would go all the way back to our first Prime Minister, Mr. Nehru, to blame everything that they can't defend. I'm impressed that Mr. Tirupati has now gone all the way back to the Constituent Assembly before we became a republic. I want to say that the Prime Minister often does this. He talks really, him and his party, from both ends of their mouth. And I find his comments extremely disingenuous because he doesn't put, for a fact, he doesn't put his money where his mouth is. If you take the 5 classical languages outside of Sanskrit, which is Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, and Odia, the government spent a total of 29 crores on their promotion, whereas they spent 643.84 crores on Sanskrit. Therein lies the truth about what the Prime Minister actually feels about other languages, other classical languages, as compared to Sanskrit. He can say what he wants. None of his remarks are ever off the cuff. The only reason he's made this remark is because we're now going into polls in Tamil Nadu. And the only reason he found someone who was from Puducherry in to give him the vaccine is because we're going into polls in Tamil Nadu. And the other person was from Kerala because Kerala is also going into polls and he wore a scarf from Assam. So nothing the Prime Minister ever says or does is off the cuff clearly. It's all with a plan. And the plan is to try and make the people of Tamil Nadu feel that he's actually defending their rights and their language. Whereas, in fact, if you look at the data, it is far from the truth.
Sir, you've invoked data. What data are you talking about?
I'm talking about the center having spent 640 crores on the promotion of Sanskrit in the last 3 years. Mm-hmm. This is 22 times the amount they've spent on all the other classical languages. That is Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, and Odia. That's the data I'm talking about. I'm talking about that in 2017-18, the Central Institute of Classical Tamil was given an allocation only of 10.59 crores. In 18-19, that fell to 4.65 crores. I would like to know if the Prime Minister feels it's one of his personal failings that he hasn't been able to spend enough time learning Tamil. What has he done for the promotion of Tamil across the country? If indeed he feels so personal about that language, what has he done to promote it?